Shireen, nice to have you here and we will speak. But first I would like to thank the management of Nandighosha for having invited me. It's a pleasure. I'm sure all of you must be hungry. It's 1:30. So shall we finish in 5 minutes? Khatam kar dete hain 5 minute mein, hai na? So I will just give one small speech and we can go. But I am extremely delighted to be here in the land where Emperor Ashoka was transformed, the Kalinga. So I'm really thankful because sadly this is my first visit into the state of Odisha. And I'm so happy that I'm here. So thank you very much to the management again. They had given me a topic कि अभी साउथ इंडियन सिनेमा क्यों इतना पॉपुलर हो गया है, रीजनल सिनेमा इतना पॉपुलर क्यों हो गया है. तो हम उसके बारे में बात करें या मेरे बारे में बात करें या मेरे करियर के बारे में बात करें. यू हैव अ चॉइस. मेरे बारे में ना एक टॉपिक तो नहीं चाहिए ना. चलो देन आई थिंक आई विल लेट द फ्लोर टू शिरीन. वी कैन हैव, हम बात करेंगे और आपसे भी बात करेंगे उसके बाद. बहुत भूख नहीं लगा तो.
Thank you. First and foremost, I have to say it's an honor and a privilege to meet
Thank
you. And before we start the discussion, मैंने रेवती को कहा कि हम किस चीज़ पे बात करें. She says, no, not about me. Don't talk about me. Let's talk about cinema. Let's talk about how women are breaking barriers in filmmaking. But the point is, and this is one thing, you are a game changer. You're a game changer in so many ways. You're also a game changer who's been successful. Some game changers say, I tried, to kya hua? But you're someone who's a game changer and you're someone who's respected across. That in itself is such a huge achievement. For those who, I'm sure everyone knows, but whether it is Tamil cinema, Malayalam cinema, Telugu cinema, Hindi cinema, Kannada, I think Odia is left now. The rest has been done. How have you managed to retain your moral compass?
Like I always said, because my dad is from the army, मैंने हर बार बोला है कि I'm not from any region. I am an Indian. And so I didn't have an accent. I didn't have, क्या बोलते हैं, एक cultural baggage जो होता है. So we can either call it very good to have one specific regional route. In other words, I felt as an actor, it is good not to have that also, because I was able to manage in any language, camouflage myself to that particular culture, that particular tradition. So isme I started in Tamil. Immediately I did some films in Malayalam, Telugu. Then I did a couple of films in Kannada. And a couple of films in Hindi. The advantage I had is I could speak all the languages. Kannada and Telugu not very fluently, उतना तो नहीं जानती थी, मगर जो भी मैंने कहा, they felt that I did not have an accent. So मैं पढ़ के मैं बोलती थी. And तब तो dubbing theatre होता था, so it was easy to correct yourself later. Yeah.
But a very large part of you now is a filmmaker, a director. And one of the things I think everyone here wants to understand is what are the learnings for Odia cinema? One large topic, but what is one unifying thread or common thread that you've seen, whether you worked in a Kannada film or a Tamil film or a Hindi film?
Bharat is full of stories. इतनी सारी कहानियां हैं. एंड हम भारतीय ऐसे हैं कि कहानियां बनाते रहते हैं, कहानियां बोलते रहते हैं, ये युगों से चलती रही है. सो सिनेमा इज जस्ट अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. फॉर मी आई हैव नॉट फेल्ट वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एनी इंडस्ट्री, बिकॉज आई फेल्ट एवरी इंडस्ट्री वहाँ का जो कहानी है उसके बारे में बोलते हैं. दे से इट ब्यूटिफुली विथ राइटर्स. बट एडजस्टिंग टू ईच कल्चर, स्पेशली for an actor, I felt learning a language बहुत important है. नहीं तो what happens is थोड़ा foreign लग जाता है ना. उस culture के अंदर हम घुस नहीं सकते. So that was my challenge, but I like challenges. So so I didn't feel very different. थोड़ा वर्किंग स्टाइल में थोड़ी तो डिफरेंस होती है. There is a lot more discipline in, used to be a lot more discipline in South Indian industry. अब हिंदी इंडस्ट्री में आ गई है, बिकॉज अगर हम 7 बजे सुबह 7 बजे काम करना शुरू करें तो एवरीबडी इज देयर. एज ए डायरेक्टर आई हैव experienced it, and most actors अभी तो they're all willing because they all know that हम जब एक टाइम कहेंगे उस टाइम में हम शुरू करेंगे, है ना. So it is a very hard working profession, film making, acting, and the beauty, Shireen, is a film brings together so many talents, from writing, acting, cinematography, music, art, you know, costume designing, makeup, hair. इतने सारे टैलेंट्स एक साथ एक प्रोजेक्ट के लिए काम करना इज वेरी रेयर, एंड दैट हैपेंस इन आवर इंडस्ट्री. सो आई फील वेरी गुड अबाउट दिस.
Also, would you agree that when you're on a film set, whether I'm from Punjab or Gujarat or I'm from Odisha, doesn't matter?
No.
It's what I bring to the table in terms of talent that matters. So in a way, would you say it's one of the most agnostic places to be in?
Absolutely. I think talent matters. That is very important. Sometimes luck matters too. You know, you should be सही समय, सही प्रोजेक्ट में, सही क्या बोलते हैं जगह में होना चाहिए. वो भी matters because that also is there. But talent will definitely be recognized. You know, there is an actor in Malayalam. His name is Jojo. Jojo 10 साल से काम कर रहे हैं. छोटे छोटे क्या बोलते हैं जूनियर आर्टिस्ट के रोल्स में, जहाँ डायलॉग भी नहीं मिलती, वहाँ से काम करना शुरू किया. बट एक एक डायलॉग में उनका टैलेंट इतना, दे स्टार्टेड नोटिसिंग. आज देर आर फिल्म्स मेड, स्क्रिप्ट्स रिटन फॉर जोजो. ही इज 40 प्लस, ही इज 42. नाउ ही इज डायरेक्टिंग अ फिल्म.
Wow.
So if you have talent, even if the recognition is late, it will come, you know. So I think that is what happens.
One of the things that one of the previous panels also spoke about is that with the OTT platforms coming in, today access for an audience across India, across the world actually, to a Malayalam film or to a Odia film is the same, right? And the subtitles are of very high quality. So you can understand. You've done a lot of remakes. You know what remakes are all about. Do you feel there are certain subjects that translate well into remakes and certain that should be just left as originals?
Shireen, I think OTT has been a boon in a way because बहुत सारे talent, they have so much of work. You know, whether it is writing, actors, everywhere. एंड जैसे आपने कहा, रीमेक मैंने 2 फिल्में की हैं. एक जो हिंदी में लव आई थी, उसका एज एन एक्टर, उसका ओरिजिनल तेलुगु में था प्रेमा, एंड मुस्कुराहट जो आई थी उसका ओरिजिनल मलयालम में थी. बट दोनों अर्बन फिल्म्स थे, तो रीमेक बहुत आसान था.
Revati, can you just give a short synopsis of both the stories of both the films?
लव की स्टोरी ऐसी थी कि नॉर्मल जो लव होती है ना, एक रिच गर्ल एक पुअर बॉय, और वो दोनों आते हैं, उसके बीच में बहुत ज़रा झगड़ा हो जाता है. माँ बाप कुछ ओके नहीं कहते हैं, और फिर जो भी हो हम प्यार करेंगे. दैट वॉज दी ओनली बिग रोमांटिक फिल्म आई हैव एवर डन इन माई करियर. नहीं तो कुछ ना कुछ होता था, बट दैट वॉज दी ओनली, एंड दैट वॉज विद सलमान खान इन हिंदी. सो दैट वॉज वन. मुस्कुराहट जो है, इट वॉज अ मोर ऑफ अ कॉमेडी फिल्म. जो एक लड़की शी टेल्स लाइज एंड गोज टू वन प्लेस, ऊटी में होता है वो कहानी. सो अगेन दोनों अर्बन फिल्म्स हैं. अगर उड़ीसा में चिल्का लेक के पास एक छोटे से गांव में एक कहानी हो, तो क्या होता है, उसके आजू बाजू में जो भी होता है, वहाँ का जो कल्चर होता है, वहाँ का जो मछली पकड़ते हैं उनके बारे में, उनके लाइफ के बारे में, वो तो कहीं और हिंदी में नहीं तो केरला में नहीं बना सकते. यू नो, इट बिकम्स पार्ट ऑफ दैट कल्चर. जब बनाते हैं तब बनाने वाला जो राइटर होता है, ही हैज़ टू टेक दैट स्टोरी, जो कहानी का एसेंस होता है वो लेके, ही हैज़ टू क्रिएट दैट कंप्लीट थिंग इन Kerala, in a village. then it works. ऐसे ही लेके कोई नहीं बना सकता. But definitely it can work. But these days, Shireen, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, we can see a Malayalam film in Hindi, in Odia, in Tamil. You can see an Odia film which is now not only subtitled but also dubbed. You can see Odia film in Hindi and all of us can understand. Dubbing थोड़ी उतना अच्छा नहीं लगता. It sounds terrible at times, but some of them do it very well. So it's very important that the filmmaker works towards the right dubbing, the right subtitles also.
Since everybody wanted to know more about
What disturbance?
the disturbance on...
It's mine? It's okay? Yeah.
So everybody wanted to know about you and your career. What is it that you want? So let's first talk about you as a filmmaker. When someone...
कहीं और में कोई माइक ऑन होगा शायद. It's okay. हम दोनों बहुत दूर से आए हैं आप लोगों से बात करने के लिए, तो थोड़ा अपना बात भी सुनिए. पीपल एट द बैक, पीपल जो पीछे हैं, हमारी बात भी सुनिए प्लीज. भूख लगा है तो आप बाहर जाके खाना खा लीजिए.
Hello? Yeah.
It's okay.
आप भी change कर लो.
Hello. Yeah.
Across the films that you made from 2002, what is it that you want an audience to leave with once they leave, I want to say a cinema hall, but once they finish watching your film?
Because of being an army officer's daughter, I was connected with many things, many cultures. Also, मेरे माँ बाप ऐसे थे कि बचपन से ही मुझे बहुत सारे कॉसेस के बारे में बताने लगे. I was connected, I was part of guides, was into social service and things like that. ये क्या हो गया when I became an actor, वो भी translate हो गया. जब मैं एक actor, as an actor, जब मैं एक film की कहानी choose करती हूँ, मैं थोड़ा बहुत देखती हूँ कि ये होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, more ये नहीं होना चाहिए. So that has translated into the films that I accepted. और जब मैं director बनी उससे भी ज़्यादा एक responsibility मुझे feel हुआ. एक फिल्म में कुछ न कुछ cause या कुछ न कुछ कहना चाहती थी. And I believe I enjoy making films about relationships. And वो relationships जो भी हो. So I think it has translated like that, and slowly I just feel as a director, when people जो मेरी फिल्म देखते हैं और बाहर निकलते हैं, they should थोड़ा तो सोचना चाहिए उसके बारे में, थोड़ा बात करना चाहिए घर जाके अपने फ्रेंड्स से, अपने फैमिली से. अरे ये क्यों हुआ, ये क्या हुआ, ऐसे थोड़ी बात होनी चाहिए. At the same time, I just feel they should feel happy. There is a little, I don't like to leave people extremely sad, but I want to leave people with hope. So I've tried to do, though I've dealt with HIV and AIDS in Phir Milenge, I've dealt with DMD in Salam Menki, but I've always felt that life is so beautiful, jo bhi hurdles aaye, human spirit is so wonderful that you can always go beyond that. And that is what I want to leave, with the audience who watches.
I want to touch briefly on Salam Venki because it's a very difficult film. It's a very difficult topic. Difficult, maybe painful is the word that I'm looking for, but yet very sensitive and very beautifully done. When you're directing and you're involved in the entire process, does it take a toll on you as a person, the subject?
Yes, I do get connected with this subject. कभी ऐसा होता है कि जब एक कहानी के बारे में हम सोचते रहते हैं, we get very involved, and एक perspective also we lose, we get so involved, so emotional, and Salam Venki is a story जो 14 साल पहले ही मैंने ये कहानी पढ़ी थी एक न्यूज़ में, And after that, I met that boy's mother. The boy passed away in 2004. But उसके बाद जब मैं मिली, I wanted to make the film, वो नहीं हुआ. फिर 2018 में फिर से इसका बात हुआ, and then Salam Venki came out. But I think, वो वेंकटेश की जो कहानी है, उसकी जीवन की जो कहानी है, उसे बहुत ब्यूटिफुली हमने कहानी बताया. बट ये पैंडमिक के जस्ट बाद आया. तो ये क्या हुआ, आफ्टर द पैंडमिक एवरीबडी फेल्ट दैट मे बी वी थॉट दैट पीपल बिकम मोर सेंसिटिव, ऐसे कहानियाँ देखेंगे, इसके बारे में सोचेंगे. बट ये तो टोटली ऑपोजिट निकले. सबको एवरीबडी वांटेड टू वॉच एक्शन फिल्म्स, कंप्लीट कमर्शियल फिल्म्स, जाके चांद में नाचो और स्विट्ज़रलैंड में गाओ, ऐसे फिल्म्स देखना चाहते थे. एंड दे वांटेड लार्जर देन लाइफ फिल्म्स. So sadly I realized that Salam Venki kind of, it just got the audience that it just touched only certain people. The others wanted, अरे मुझे थिएटर जाके रोना नहीं है, मैं नहीं जाके देखने वाली. It became like that, and I was thinking, oh my God, ये सब सोचना चाहिए. So much of thinking and learning होता है ना.
Let's talk a little bit about women filmmakers and women directors and women in roles other than actors. You're a very, very respected name. You're a name that is known across all film industries of this country. How easy or how difficult is it, A, to be a woman filmmaker with your legacy, with your pedigree, and B, how easy is funding?
Women filmmakers, women writers के लिए, this is a great time. But just because I am Revati और मेरे पास 40 साल का experience है as an actor, as a filmmaker of 3 films, 4 films, ऐसा नहीं है कि actor immediately date दे देगा. It doesn't happen like that, They also have a specific plan in their career. तो वो सोचते हैं कि ये कहानी अब मैं करूँ ना करूँ. So all that and उसके बाद ही. And nowadays we have to give them a complete script. So it takes time. And I don't blame them because as an actor मैं भी ये scripts ऐसे ही देखती हूँ, है ना? So I know both sides. So उतना आसान तो नहीं है. And nowadays market decides the quality of the film, or the story. So everything is a balancing act. अभी जो फिल्में चल रही है is completely action oriented, quite violent. So ऐसी फिल्में अभी थिएटर में रिलीज हो रही है. But OTT has a lot of very beautiful films, sensitive films that are coming in. So there is hope for my kind of films there.
And also for women actors, because the kind of roles they can do now, would you agree,
Yeah.
a lot more diverse?
Yeah, I think women actors have a lot of roles. Even if you're 50, 55, you still have roles. वो तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. नहीं तो कहीं एक माँ होगी, नहीं तो एक जज होगी, नहीं तो एक डॉक्टर होगी, और कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, कोई और रोल नहीं मिलेगा. बट अब तो चेंज हो रहा है. एंड women technicians, not only writers, directors, we have cinematographers भी हैं, audiographers हैं, art directors हैं. I don't know in Odisha whether you have women film directors. I'm not sure about that. But now is the time for women writers, women directors, women cinematographers to come and make these films in OTT, because OTT is a very interesting space to explore. So I think that definitely has that space for women sensibility.
Okay, I'm going to open this to the audience. Questions? Okay. No, you'll need a mic.
ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ମୋର ନମସ୍କାର. ମୋ ନାଁ ହେଉଛି ଜ୍ଞାନଦୀପ ବିଶ୍ୱପ୍ରସାଦ. I am a young lawyer of Odisha High Court. Madam, welcome to Odisha, ma'am.
Thank you.
My questions are very few. I have a couple of questions that you have been discussing, I have come up with. You were discussing about the role of women in the development of cinema. And you said with the going on times, we have many inclusions of women in the making of the cinema, and there are many women coming up in the field of cinema and other professional work in the cinematography. But ma'am, as the statistics over here, which I have in hand says, ma'am, just there is 5% increase of women inclusion in the cinema industry after the 1998, and only 7% of the women are women cinematographer, which are working in the field of cinema and developing the cinema. Ma'am, how do you feel that the gender discrimination, the difference in earning and the lack of mentorship is working against the woman to be getting included and more job opportunity in the cinema industry, madam? Thank you.
Thank you for that. But, statistics are statistics. I am not a statistical person. But we see the increase of women in cinema. When I made my first movie called Mitra, I wanted a woman writer, a woman cinematographer, a woman music director, a woman audiographer, a women editor, and I wanted a complete women crew. Just like that. And I found it very difficult to find the right people. But abhi jo hai, I can see now in Salam Menki also when I was directing, बहुत सारे women I wanted in every department. अभी तो art director भी है, art direction में भी women है, in every field we had women, and it is increasing. Maybe statistically कम दिखता होगा, but I think it is on the increase, and the film industry is absorbing several talents.
Ma'am, you said about the increasing trend, but as per the reports of the 2022 data, there has been a decrease of 2% of women inclusion in the production of cinema and other fields of cinematography and other things that are happening in the film industry. Ma'am, how do you think that the decrease is also affecting adversely to the people, to the women, especially for the making of the films? And what is the future of women inclusion in the making of the films, as we all know that women is as a part and parcel of the society are playing a very important role to imbibe knowledge through not just education but through cinema and other processes into the household. Because today, as we see, everyone who is watching a cinema has a perception of their own and have a thought of their own that they can relate with the cinema through themselves. And how do you think a woman's version of getting that cinema storyline would impact the society at large?
Okay, that's a very long question, but I will, to make it as short as possible. ये क्या होता है? Film industry is a business. यहाँ एक film बनाओ, 1-2 करोड़ एक film में लगाओ, वो तो बहुत छोटी है. Film में लगाओ, ये 2 करोड़ लगाने से 3-4 करोड़ वापस आना चाहिए. That is the kind of business films is in. So ये जो है, most of them feel that a woman cannot make a commercial film. मेरी जो पिछली 3 films हैं, it was not a great commercial hit. So अभी जो मैं चौथी film इस साल करने वाली हूँ, I am going to make it a real commercial film. I am going to put in everything. I am going to put dance, music. I am going to put in fights and everything. And I want to make it because only then I can make my next film. So this is a business. So we need to understand and balance our creativity. And I agree that when a story is told from a woman's point of view, there is a difference. And that is why more and more women should come out and tell stories.
Just to wind up, the base was very low. One last question can we take?
Samastanko pranam. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, ma'am. It's been so humble of you. You were sitting beside me. I didn't realize somebody who is such a great actor, director, producer, sitting beside me, talking to me from her side, asked my name and everything. So glad to have you here. Welcome to Bhubaneswar. Welcome to Odisha. As a young actor, I just want to ask you something. Like, you're a multi-talented individual, an actor, director, producer. How did you transition between just being an actor to becoming a director? And how did all the creative aspect, how are you able to balance between the creative aspect and audience demands?
Okay, what do you want to be? You want to be an actor now and slowly become a director?
I can try. Actually, I have a great interest in doing that, but I don't know where it will lead because I'm also a medical student.
Oh wow! See, you are managing it beautifully. You're a medical student. You're acting, and you want to start writing and directing. Great. That is what. See, I think sit down, please. So I feel that women जो हैं they are born multitaskers. घर में जो मेरी माँ है, she is able to do 10 things and remember 10 things, है ना? So they are born multitaskers. So it is about what we really want to do. And as an actor, I decided my path, कि मेरा path यहाँ ऐसे होना चाहिए. And in the 80s, we were able to do it. But I'm telling you, in this century, you guys have a very tough job because it is so much more competitive and it is so much more, what do you say, on how you look, and so you can't eat. I was able to eat normally. मैं तो सब कुछ खाती हूँ. देखा बोलते बोलते मुझे तो अभी भूख भी लगने लग रहा है. So it depends on what you want to do, my dear. तो आप तो कर सकती हो.
But how
was the transition? Sorry. That was a very slow transition because I realized that I liked the technical aspect of filmmaking. So when I was acting in my first 3-4 films itself, I went and looked at what is editing, what is music, how they put the film together. In those days it was tougher. अभी तो iPhone में एक film निकाल के अपने आप सब कुछ कर सकते हो. But those days it was much tougher and I started getting interested. And that is how I started working with. When I was acting in a few films, I was also assisting. So I would just tell the director I want to assist and they would let me because I was a star. Whatever I asked, they will give me. So it was easy.
Thank you so much.
I'm very happy to hear you here. And just I wanted to know, after 80s, the nudity of women in film industry, it is increasing, what I feel. Nudity and vulgarity. How do you think about it, or how do you take this kind of act of women in the film industry? Second, what is the impact of this nudity in the society, on the society? How the next generation is what is the impact of the nudity in the next generation? Can you please?
It is a very tough, always this discussion goes on, ma'am.
Because I ask because you are also social, you are working for the social cause. So that you are not only the actress, also you are working for the social cause.
Yeah.
Is it right way to
Ma'am,
make
this
the
discussion
films?
goes on, whether it is cinema that is portraying society or society is getting spoiled by cinema. This discussion goes on and there'll never be an end to it. In my thought, the entire outlook of the dressing and everything has changed even in our society. If you see the girls, boys, the way they dress, I'm not saying it's a good thing. Why should we be ashamed of our body? So there is a change in attitude. There is no harm in that. The way cinema portrays, sometimes, yes, you do feel a little, oh my God, I don't think my child should see this. But ये तो society में भी है. If you see certain parts of the society, and sometimes I felt that life is more dramatic than any script ever written. And I have found that life is much more painful also. And life is much more sexually exploitative than any film can ever show. Because I have researched on trafficking, human trafficking, and I made a film on human trafficking. So I researched And when I researched, I realized I can't even tell 10% of what actually happens. It is impossible. So there is a part of cinema that exploits that and maybe, ingrains certain thoughts, but also society also has certain parts because of which cinema does. It's a kind of a very difficult thing to say that iske bare mein, is it because of this or that? It's a very tough question to answer, ma'am. But, we as individuals, I decide that this is how I want to be because this is how I was brought up. And cinema gives you space even for people like me. That's what I want to say.
Good afternoon. I won't take much time. I know everyone is hungry.
Yes.
But coming to my point, directly to my point, you mentioned about Chilka, right? You were aware there's a place called Chilka in Odisha, or you have researched after coming here?
No. My uncle, who's a marine biologist, he was transferred. He used to work with the government, so he was transferred here. He was here for 3 years, and I very badly wanted to come during those 3 years, and I couldn't.
That's
so
a beautiful place. That is why I asked. Any plans to make a movie in Odisha or an act in a movie in Odisha?
maybe not act, but why not? Maybe I can make a film in Odia, so that I love to explore different cultures. So it's a passion that I have. So why not? I was just thinking about it this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarniji. Thank you.
Thank you so
Revati ji.
much, and have
Thank you,
your
everyone.